Hi everyone, Pocono Prepper here, and I cannot tell you how many times I have tried to make this video. I finally accomplished it, uploaded it, and as some of you noticed, it's 32 seconds long, when in reality it was over 9 minutes long, and I was giving the pros and cons to having a pellet stove versus, for us, a wood stove. So here's what I decided to do. I'm making it yet again, and what I'm going to do is put it into 2 videos, maybe 3, I'll have to see, and I'll just name them Pellet Stove Pros and Cons number 1, Pros and Cons number 2, and Pros and Cons number 3. Fortunately for me, I had made a list of the pros and cons, and I did not throw the list away. So the video should be fairly easy to make. Now, pros and cons. First, you have to understand that we have a very small house. Our house is about 1,000 square feet, and our house consists of basically one big room. I do have a large archway, but it's one big room. That's all it is. It's just me and my husband. And when we have company, that's great, but if not, it's just the 2 of us. So you can see I have no dining room, I have no kitchen table, we have just a counter. And then you go down the hallway, and those are the bedrooms and bathrooms. It's a very small house. And for us, it's perfect. This is all we need. It's easy to take care of and easy to heat. But having said that, when you go to look into an alternative heat source and you have a small house, you run into trouble. For a wood-burning stove, in order for us to get a firebox that was warm enough to heat the house, but not so large that it would burn the house down, it would mean that we would need to fill the firebox every 3 or 4 hours, and the wood would have to be small, because if we had a great big firebox that we could load it up to have it run all night long, it would be too powerful for this small space. When you come into our house from the garage, you come in that way, that's the garage door, but the distance between the stove and this cupboard, which contains our double ovens, is only 36 inches. The space between our stove and our counter is only 36 inches. And as a matter of fact, when he measured it out, he measured it to the countertop, and it's 2 inches shy. But he said if an inspector comes in, should we sell the house or whatever, because it's a Corian top that extends beyond the base, there is enough room to the base. It should be okay, and we shouldn't get dinged for it. You have clearances whenever you have either a wood-burning stove or a pellet stove. You have clearances, and you have to make the clearances work, otherwise you run the risk of fire. So the thoughts of having a wood-burning stove appealed to me. It's what I wanted. But when I started the research and put it to our home, a wood-burning stove was out. Simply because if I said to my husband, okay, we're getting a wood-burning stove so that I can cook on the top of it, because I wanted an alternative heat source and an alternative cook source, that would mean, sorry honey, you have to get up at 2 in the morning and fill the box, you have to get up at 5 in the morning and fill the box, and it's going to go out during the day, and we're going to still be running oil, and the whole purpose of having this was to cut back on the oil. And in our home, this is the only wall that we could put anything on, because every other room in the house is non-usable. Okay? We could get rid of the piano and put it on that wall, but the guy that installed it said that he really hates going through a roof. So this just goes direct outside, and it's not a problem. So that's the end of video number 1. On to video number 2.